Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm taking a look back at the 10 worst products that I reviewed in 2022. This list was chosen among over 150 products I reviewed this year to come up with the absolute worst of the bunch. The items on this list may or may not be new in 2022, but they were new to me. So without further delay, let's get right to my worst of 2022. As a quick heads up, there's gonna be quite a few kitchen gadgets in this countdown. We're gonna start off the countdown with a kitchen gadget. Number 10 is the Whirl Crisper, which is an as seen on TV product that supposedly turns any pot or pan into an air fryer, and I found it didn't really work so well. In fact, I feel like it made my pans less efficient. Let's check out some scenes from the original review. For the first round, we're gonna do some French fries. And I'm gonna compare it to this actual air fryer. Cover up your pan, put the oven on medium heat, and press the button. The fan is turning in there, so that's a good sign. Doesn't seem like the Whirl Crisper is doing quite as well, but maybe it'll catch up at the end. This has been 13 minutes, so this is probably gonna be done. Let's see. They feel nice and crispy. It is still cold after 13 minutes. I'm throwing in the towel. It's at the 1 hour mark. I can't take it anymore. Well, I mean, we get some crispiness. We got, this is, I mean, it's still a little bit soft, but I mean, they look almost done. I mean, they're almost done. It only took an hour. I got some chicken nuggets and some tater tots. All right, it's been exactly 12 minutes. They say most foods are done in 12 to 15 minutes, so let's see what we've got here. They feel room temperature. They actually feel done at the 23-minute mark. These tater tots, I would say, are not 100% done. So what I'm going to do is try one more time. I'm gonna try to make it work. I'm gonna throw the instructions down and just try to wing it. I've got 2 packages of these Pillsbury biscuits. I'm gonna put one in the Whirl Crisper, one on a baking sheet. It's the 8-minute mark. I'm gonna try one of each. Here's the one from the oven. That actually looks done. This one, it looks done on the bottom, but not on the top. It's doughy on the top and brown on the bottom. After 8 minutes, here are those out of the oven. They look nice. And look, the bottoms are getting brown, but the tops are not. It is not cooking them evenly. I'm just not a big fan of the Whirl Crisper, but I do feel like I gave it a fair shot. Number 9 on my list is a car gadget called the Auto Fan. Now this has been around for a long time, but I never tested it out until this year. What it's supposed to do is reside in your window. When it's cracked open, it has a solar panel that runs a fan that supposedly blows hot air out of your car. Well, I found that it didn't really perform any better than just leaving your windows cracked open, so you don't really need something like this. The reviews online for it aren't very good, so I shouldn't have been surprised. But here's some scenes from my original Auto Fan review. And this is one that actually has been around for a while. I think I actually had one back in the 90s. It's that old. Now they give you this weather stripping that you have to kind of cut to size, which I've done. And you're supposed to have it facing the sun, which it is. This weather stripping is very easy to come off. Oh man, look, it's falling off already. There's still kind of a gap there, isn't there? What's the point of having a vent there if you still have a big gap? Come on, I could just leave my window down. Here we go, 1 hour later. Let's see how it looks. This one's showing 134. That's kind of a big range there, isn't it? See, it's about this, still warm. Steering wheel's gone up. Bottom of the cup holder's gone up. Everything's gone up. I'm not real sure that's really doing very much. If it's doing anything, it's not doing much. So I guess this is why this only has a 2.6 star rating on Amazon, with over half the ratings 1 or 2 stars. But I mean, there's not much safety here. Look at this. Look at that. Done. The other thing is, if it starts to rain like we're getting right now, you're in an office all day, this is cracked, you're gonna get car wet. I really don't see much of a difference between this and just leaving your car window cracked. Number 8 on my list was this spy pen. Now these have been going around for a while. Now the idea of a spy pen is very cool. You can put it in your pocket, you can kind of film when you're walking around. The reality of it is not so much. The video quality is very bad. You can't really see where you're aiming, so you might think you're getting a shot and you're not. There was kind of a rattle I had to fix. The audio quality is bad. It's one of those things where the idea of it was much better than the reality of it. Here's some scenes from my original review. As you can tell, the pen is not completely vertical. If you look sideways, the pen is pointing upward like this. So I went into a convenience store last night for my first test, and I walked through there, and I'll show you what that looked like. But all I filmed was the ceiling the entire time because it's in my pocket. I thought it was going to film straight ahead. It's actually filmed straight up. First test of the spy pen. Let's see how it works. I guess if you walk around maybe hunched over, it would be straight. I'm going to turn a little bit, and you can see how the pen looks in different lighting conditions. Here's the outdoor sounds of the pen. How does that sound? Let me go out in the sunlight and see how that looks. All right, so now I'm in the direct sunlight. How's the pen look? I'm holding it steady. Pen should be looking right at me, hopefully. The pen versus a GoPro. Let's try it out. Well, I'm jogging, not really running. People are probably wondering what I'm doing out here. I'm gonna try now a couple of close-up shots. I don't know how close I can get. So starting now, pen vlog. Hopefully I got that rattle fixed. Tell me if it's rattling or not. If quality of the audio and video matter at all to you, this may not be a great choice. Number 7 on my countdown was tested in the 7th month of 22, and that is this plastic wrap dispenser. This is supposed to attach to a counter or a fridge and dispense plastic wrap easily. This one doesn't work very well. There's others out there that might work better, but this one does not. It kept falling apart, it wouldn't stick, it was just a mess. So here's some scenes from that review. I should be able to just pull this across the plate. If they could make this an 1/8 of an inch wider, I could fit my aluminum foil in there. Otherwise, I can't. So here's how you have to load it up. You put the end cap on there, feed the plastic tube through there, and just kind of hold it in place like that. So then with your other hand, you have to open this up. Look, the tube came out. Okay, it's not that easy. Now the problem with this is the plastic wrap roll is so thick that it doesn't want to spin, and it doesn't want to close. It's not going to close. This is not working so well. I really need this roll to be smaller. You can't put a really thick roll in there. It's just it won't even close. It is not. I'm going to break it if I keep squeezing it, and it won't even spin because it's so stuck in there. Roll number 3. Problem with this one is it's just a little bit too wide. I can't. It's pushed over as far as it can go, and I cannot push it in there anymore. 2 haven't worked, 1 has. And getting it in there is kind of a task too. But let's try it on the side of the fridge like they advertise and see how that works. All right, I'm just gonna measure out the length this time. It's not going so well. Come on, now it feels like it's stuck. Now watch what happens if someone comes in and just yanks on it. The next item on my countdown I don't even have anymore because it broke and I threw it away. And that was an in-the-shell egg scrambler. It didn't really work very well. I mean, I guess it worked a little bit and then it broke. But here's some scenes from that review. This is not a particularly large egg, and that seems like it's already kind of a tight squeeze. So I didn't think putting it in there was gonna be the hardest part. Placing it in the unit, place the top on there. 40 pulls. 26. Is this easier? 27. I can already tell you my hand is itching from the vibration of that. 38, 39, 40. Hopefully it's not broken. I kind of find myself zoning out after 40 pulls of this. If I can hold it. It's kind of a lot of work. All right, I'm gonna try a little bit more aggressive technique. I'm gonna hold it in my hand and just give it a big yank, so to speak. I just broke it. The good news is that my aggressive pulling yielded what appears to be a pink egg. The bad news, I broke it. It just came apart. That's unfortunate. That's going to be very difficult to peel, I can already tell. All right, well, it's not pretty, but it is peeled. These 2 were the newer batch. This one was room temperature when I tried it. This one was right out of the fridge. I don't see a huge difference. These 2 were an old batch. This maybe looked a little bit too old. I didn't think it was that old, but anyways, it doesn't seem like they did quite as well. Okay, so as far as the egg scrambler goes, what does this all mean? It means that it's a lot of work. It only seems to work with really small eggs. It takes a lot of pulling. The string is apt to break, and it may not always work. Number 5 on my list is the Pogo Cam, supposedly a wearable camera that attaches to any glasses. My first indication this was not a good product is the price. I only paid 15 bucks for it. It was originally 150. Now it's less than 15. It's not user-friendly. There's limitations on how much you can film. The audio quality is bad. The video quality is bad. You can't really tell where you're filming at all. One of the straps broke. It's a pretty abysmal product. Look at some scenes from my original video and you can see why. So there's a little handle right there you're supposed to grab onto and stretch it out. It's not easy whatsoever. Just a little bit of an angle will make it look really crooked in the final result. Once you've got it on your glasses, it's pretty easy to take on and off, except for the fact that you've got that safety loop on there. You can see that it's certainly crooked, and that's because the camera was just a little bit angled on the glasses. I couldn't even really tell. You'll also notice that the quality of the video isn't very good. It looks almost like some video camera you bought from Kmart in 1990. It's about that level. They say it's HD, it's not very good.
All right, how does this look? I'm at Waikiki Beach. Just doing a slow pan here. Does it sound okay? I'm not sure how it sounds. I haven't tested the audio yet.
As bad as the audio and video are, the rest of the features of the camera are even worse. Probably the worst thing is it can only hold 6 30-second videos. There really isn't much of an indicator to let you know that it's full. It only stays on for 90 seconds at a time before it turns back off. It's also hard to put on your glasses evenly without everything being crooked.
All right, here we go. I'm in the very back corner of my yard. That's why I film back here sometimes. But this is what I'm seeing. You're seeing what I'm seeing.
I was walking down the street, all of a sudden the Pogo Cam started dangling. I had to look at it, one of the loops was broken. Just because you can put a camera on your glasses doesn't mean people want you to. It's just not great. Number 4 is another item that I tested out and I don't have anymore, and that was a slicer holder. The way it was supposed to work is you were supposed to be able to use it for even slices on things like tomatoes and lemons. I found that it was bending and moving, so your slices weren't even anyways. It didn't cut all the way to the bottom. It just was not a well implemented product, and it started falling apart before my review was even over. Check out some scenes from my original review and see why it was a big mess. The way you do it is you hold your tomato or lemon in there, and all you do is just cut through the lines and it should cut it evenly. It seems like when you start cutting, it kind of curves it, and then you can't get all the way down to the bottom. From my perspective, lining them up like that is actually not that easy. And it also doesn't feel like it's going all the way through. It feels like it's just getting part of the way down. The entire bottom of the tomato is still intact. So we have like a, what is this? That's not gonna work. There's a small area at the bottom where it just doesn't, the knife can't get to, so you still have to use your knife. I just picked it up and noticed that the pin fell out of here. This fell out. Oh no, it's falling apart. Take two. We got a round lemon here. Let's see what we got. Well, that one seemed to go all the way through. That's interesting. That did not feel like it went all the way through. Nor did that one. Oh well, some went through and some didn't. I've got this kind of middle section all stuck together. Nice idea, but I don't think it's ready for prime time yet. Maybe if you could get a way for it to cut all the way to the bottom and the pin wouldn't keep falling out, it might work, but as it is, I'm gonna say no. Now, all of the items in my top 3, at one point I had listed as my #1 worst product of the year, so the top 3 is definitely an elite group. But what I ended up picking for number 3 was this soup spout. It's supposed to attach to a pot or pan and help you pour more easily, but it was a complete disaster. It doesn't hold on to anything firmly, so everything is leaked out of the bottom. This is one of those things you're better off not using. I think it's a good idea, it's just horribly implemented. Here's some scenes from my original review. It doesn't really have a name, it just says it's a soup pour spout. What we're supposed to do is just put this over the edge of the pot. I guess just like that. I can say by how loose it seems to go on there, I can see that this could be a problem, but let's try it out. It's either gonna be in the bowl or on my counter. Oh, it's pouring, it missed the bowl. I mean, look at this. I'm going to pour and it's actually coming out of the bottom. It's not even going where it's supposed to go. It's not even working properly all over the, it's a disaster. It's a complete disaster already. Terrible. I mean, could it be a worse design than that? This is a piece of junk. It doesn't work right. Let me try this one more time on a smaller pot here. I got this one. I'm just gonna fill it with water and see if I can pour anything out of there without it leaking out of the bottom. You can kind of see that it's already not flush against the side, which is gonna spill underneath there. It's just a bad design. Let's put some water in here and see what happens, which we know what's gonna happen. Right out of the bottom. It's not even coming out of the spout, it's coming out of the bottom. Oh, it's just awful. That's right, I gave it a second chance, and second chances aren't always deserved. Not in this case, I think this is an utter failure. Number 2 on my list was an Amazon's #1 bestseller, and it was a total fail. And that is the Elite Gourmet Toaster. It was so bad, I just threw it right in the garbage. Pretty much every setting over #1 was burnt toast. At first I thought maybe it was a defective unit, but I went on Amazon and a bunch of people were having the same complaints that their toasters were burning everything too. I'm not really sure what happened, but that product was terrible. Here's some scenes from my original review. Currently the #1 rated toaster on Amazon. I'm gonna put this all the way over to 1. On #1, it really shouldn't be in here very long, so it should be any second now. I can see it's browning in there, but it hasn't popped up yet. And this is on #1. There it goes. Way too dark for this is #1. We're gonna go power level #2. All right, I can already tell you it's getting kind of smoky in here at level 2. What is this? Oh, come on now, look at this. This is supposed to be level 2. What is this? There's nothing elite about that level 2 being that dark. That's not elite. That is not elite toast. All right, so as it turns out, this is not a defective unit. There's a lot of people on Amazon complaining about the same thing. Their toast is just burning no matter how low of a level it is. I'm not sure if this is really a safe toaster. I got a level 3 here, and we're off. We got smoke coming out of the toaster. Oh, come on, look at this. That's supposed to be #3, it's smoking. Get out of here. Look at this. That's #3, get out of here. Come on. That's it. I'm calling it. I'm waving the white flag on the Elite Gourmet already. The review's not even over yet and it's already done. Forget it. There is something seriously wrong with this toaster. This is a piece of junk. As far as I'm concerned, that's why I said it. It's a piece of junk. Now, before I get to my #1 pick, there was a couple of products that just missed the top 10 that deserve a place in this video. Here are my honorable mentions. An honorable mention would be the Angel View Mirror. It's an as seen on TV rear view mirror for the car that supposedly eliminates blind spots. While I think it's not completely without merit, the one thing it's supposed to do, eliminate blind spots, it doesn't really do. I still found I had blind spots even with it in there. So I think a lot of people who buy this are gonna be disappointed. But here's some scenes from my original review. I mean, it's on there. Not very well though, eek. These rubber feet were kind of in the wrong place. Let me try it again. I think that felt better. I'm gonna keep moving. Left to right. Do you see it in the rear view mirror? So at this point, the Angel View is looking pretty good, right? Well, maybe when parked and no one's in the car, but in a real world situation, not so much. As I'm driving in this, I don't really feel like I have my blind spot eliminated. When I'm looking in the side mirrors, I see much more, but my head kind of blocks my view on the left side, and the headrest from the passenger side kind of blocks it on the right side. So even though the mirror is wider, all I'm seeing is more headrest and more of me. The only way I can see my blind spot in the mirror is if I move this way, where I can see it, and that way if I can. But I might as well just look at my side mirrors and that's the case. They show the mirror looking out the back kind of from the mirror's perspective, and what occurred to me after driving around is that they don't show any headrests from their perspective. When you throw in a driver in the driver's seat and a passenger or a headrest in the passenger seat, those blind spots return. My final conclusion is that the Angel View does not eliminate blind spots and is not superior to fisheye side view mirrors. This so-called mobile phone stent is an honorable mention. Now this is a phone holder and a multi-tool. It does a lot of things and doesn't do any of them very well. As bad as it is as a multi-tool, it's worse as a phone holder. Here's some scenes from my original review. So on the back of the packaging, they say it has 10 functions. 4 of them are just hex wrenches, which the average person doesn't need a hex wrench on a very regular basis. Number 1, which is right here, is they say is a beer bottle opener. We'll try that. 2, 3, 4, and 5 are hex wrenches. That's over here. I'm not really going to focus on those too much. Number 6, they say that hole is a keychain. So that's supposedly a function, just that hole. Number 7, they say screwdriver. That tiny little piece of metal is supposed to be a screwdriver. This slit here and here are supposed to be 2 settings for the stand. And then you have a ruler which has, looks like 4 centimeters. You slide it into these 2 tabs which hold it in place. Then you pull it up and you can lock it in place with either one of these slots right here. Angle 1 and angle 2. A couple issues here. Number 1, it's very slippery. It just slides around a lot. Then you also have this kind of sharp metal edge that's going right up against your phone and it's sliding around. Probably not a good combination there. These tabs want to kind of push it forward. When you put pressure on it that way, like if you're tapping on it, it tends to slide right out of those tabs like that. See that? And look at this. That's not good. Come on now. Ah. I got marks on my fingers from that. Man, this thing's batting 0. All right, I got it open. That was so underwhelming, man. Wow, that was bad. My number one pick not only didn't work very well, but it actually made the task it was trying to solve more difficult when you use it than if you just didn't use it at all. And that would be the laser scissors. Now the way these are supposed to work is there's a laser that comes off here that you're supposed to follow while cutting, but the problem is it's attached to the scissors in your hand. So as your hand moves, the laser moves all over the place. The final result is a jagged mess that is not straight at all. You would have been way better off just eyeballing it with a cheap pair of scissors. Here's some scenes from my original laser scissors review. Will that be good for cutting? I don't know. It's gonna be weird because your hands are moving the laser, so as you move around, the laser is gonna change. So now what I wanna do is line up the laser with the slit on the other side. I mean, it's really hard to keep that laser kind of straight. The closer I get to the slit, I actually have to tilt the scissors more and more. The laser is completely off the page now. I can't even get to it. I'm noticing that it kind of goes, it bows a little bit in the center there. I kind of went at a slight angle. All right, so I've got a marking here and I've got a marking here, and this is the exact same spot where the line is on the other side. So if I'm off, we'll know. Whenever you move it, the laser moves around. How are you supposed to follow a laser when it moves every time you move the scissors? I can't even see it on the cardboard anymore. I have to just kind of guess. All right, turn it over. Let's look at our line here. Oh, look at this hack job. I'm off the line for quite a while. So far, I'm pretty underwhelmed by these laser scissors. This wrapping paper has lines on the back side. I'm just gonna cut a straight line across the front and see how straight it is. I honestly feel like I could do about as well without a laser at all. All right, here's the final product of the wrapping paper. As you can see, not very impressive. It's not straight, it's kind of jagged. I could have probably done just as well on my own, even without the lines. All right, time out, that's it, I give up. You can't make a straight line with these scissors. It's a good idea, but I just think this is an utter failure. Well, that's it for my worst of 2022. It's always an interesting list to see what ends up at the bottom of the scrap heap. I wanna say thank you to everyone who has watched, liked, commented, and subscribed to my videos. I hope all of you have a great 2023. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.